Anybody here? Alright, I'm going to go get my post to stand on so I can see the viewfinder and chat. And so I can perfect the camera angle. Oopsies. Alright, so let's get started. This guy's been sitting in our barn while I work on the head and all that. But I think it's about time to redo it. Just getting the dust out of the cylinder. Alrighty, so these, I'll bet you, are the large one of... Oh, these are probably 1/2 inch, aren't they? Yep. But let me get my ratchet, my extensions, and the adapter. And now my socket, because it fell off. Kinda cleaned off the workbench for y'all. And because it kinda was getting disgusting. This thing will be able to run by the end of today. Should, at least. And no, I'm not torquing these to the actual spec. Just putting her back together. Because I don't have a torque wrench with the right... I do have a torque wrench over on the other side of the room, but I don't have the socket. A 1/2 inch drive to be exact. I have the socket for the head bolts, but I don't have the correct socket for them for that specific torque wrench. Eventually I will be getting a Tecton one. 3/4 drive. 3/8. Dang it, so I've been advising wrong. I've been looking stupid when I say it too. Oh well. All in the name of life, right? I guess. Dowel pins, go in the hole. Drop the original head gasket. You're kidding, I just had her on backwards. So these were in the right hole. I need to get a pair of pliers to grab it. A dowel pin to put her back in. There. How's that? There. See? Oil channel. Cam. I'm probably gonna have to disassemble this more, but this sits about right here. I'm gonna have to shave the dowel pins, aren't I? Because I did head work. Nope. Just gonna have to grill it down the head bolts. Well, let's move the block aside. And where did that? Dear God. Where did that dowel pin go? It's in the head. Okay, let's reassemble the head. Springs. A keeper. The hat. Rocker bolts. Coil. push rods. A hat and another rocker rod. Where is the rest of her? Wonder, is it in here? Spark plug. That's a rocker arm. Spark plug. What am I missing? I only have one keeper down here. Let's find the keepers. Oh. Coil. Thingamajigger. 3 keepers. Four keepers. Oh. Let's hop to it. Valves. That's what I'm missing. I was about to say, I'm missing a major part of this. That's what I was missing. Oh, carb stud. Uno, where's Dos? Dos. Who is that? Somebody passing by. Kind of hard to use an engine without valves. Is this the right guy? Is this the right guy? Yes, sir. But I'm going to pull the exhaust intake one out so that I can reassemble it. So you want to take like a nut or something, put it underneath the valve, take one spring, drop it over top, grab your hat and 2 keepers. And there's 2 keepers per valve. Hey, look at that, I didn't notice that until now, but there's a arrow imprinted on the piston of the Predators, pointing down towards the ground, or the bottom of the block, whichever one you want to take it as. First valve assembled. Let's pop the push rods in. Oh, that's the ground side. The side that I ground down, I want on the head, not on the tappets. Stay on in the block. Actually, let's pull the push rods back out. All right, next one, I need the valve in the hole, not the intake. A nut to set the valve on, a spring, a hat, and 2 keepers. I'm just calling it a hat, but I don't know. Don't know the technical term. And no, I'm not putting the restrictor, aka the unnecessary piece, aka garbage, valve restrictor underneath the intake. Let's put the plug in after we get that up underneath there. This guy should go in pretty easy because I finally redid the threads. There she is. Wait, let's put the socket back on and make sure she's cranked, because that's stopping an explosion. I guess we can crank it down once we get to that stage. Okay, I'm going to reassemble the rest of it once it's actually in the engine, so let's get to that part. And I would tilt the engine, but, you know, it's kind of hard to see what you're doing when you've got your camera, aka your phone, in the way of your face. One head bolt. Ratchet extension. So I can just sink her in. Where's the next head bolt? We're gonna do them in a crisscross pattern because you have to do it that way, or so I've been told, because otherwise the gasket supposedly won't seal. And the stupidest thing that I hear, well, I just put in this one and then this one. Should I do this one or should I do that hole? It really doesn't matter, pick one. Pick one, put the bolt in. I would say, if this is the last one you did and it was in the bottom, do the opposite. And once again, I do not have a torque wrench, so I am not torquing these, I'm just tightening them. It's only holding back an explosion, guys. And it's only 6 horsepower. Well, probably 7 after I do everything that I'm going to it. Alright, and because I don't want that sucker coming apart, couple strikes to the end of the ratchet with a rubber mallet won't hurt anything. Next, this guy. All right. Force the sucker in there. Did a bottom one. I'm gonna do a top. And I'm going to prop it inside this little ledge that I've been using to hold it. Alright, I'm gonna transition to the floor so that I can actually put my boot on it and hold it down from spinning. So let me do that. Let's go over each one because I'm pretty sure, man, that heat shield is getting annoying. I'd say give each one about 2 grunts. Not 3, otherwise you could strip something. There. There's my 2 grunts for each. Now transition back. Oops. Get the stool. It's really just a lawn chair. Oh yeah, I feel it now. Alright, I'm gonna drop push rods in, rounded one. If you have to grind down a little bit, Put the rounded end in the cam side. There's nothing. Rocker arm. And I do need a set of these feeler gauges. I need a... Alright, so this part I can tilt it. Isn't there like a nail I had here to hold that? Alright, let's go like this. Reroute it up through the top. Because this thing kills my phone battery when I am streaming. And yes, I'm still rocking the iPhone 6S. Now that I have an iPhone, I absolutely hate it. Right. Now let's rotate it and see if she moves. No, so she is not inside. How about that? She's in. Get the next rocker arm. Just drop her in there. Put this guy on next. Let's rotate it up. Problem, let's just take a screwdriver and right, I don't want to bend it. I want to open it. I can always bend, never actually push. Get the screwdriver out of there. There. That ought to work. Is she gonna open up more? There. Now I gotta make sure I actually get it in the hole. Yep. Hey, 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 I never said you could come undone. How long has that been undone that I haven't seen? Okay, now it's unmovable. The first couple oil changes might have a little bit of dirt in them. Because just a little bit ago when I went and got the block, I found out somehow the rag I used to cover the piston hole got wiggled out of the way. Two thousandths of an inch feeler gauge. All right, now that that's set, we're gonna put this little guy on top. Nope. Nope. Is that a 19? Too big. How about a 13? Because I think it is a 13. It's a 14! Of course, always a 14. And I'm gonna need a 10 mil. Adapter. Crap! What the heck? That's a 9, genius. Well, that's an 11 that I grabbed, not even a 10. That would explain it. Recheck it. Good. Stick the gauge in there. Feeler it up. And one tip, keep the feeler gauge in there. Right. Where's the nut? Where's the nut? Actually, it's sitting up here. Yep. Have to grab it. That one's a lot higher. Is there supposed to be a lash cap somewhere? Is there supposed to be a lash cap on the exhaust side? I think there's supposed to be a lash cap. Right. Oh well. Stick that guy on there. Switch direction. Dang it. What the heck? Oh, spinning the wrong direction. Yes? Meow. And I know the threads aren't garbage because I'm looking at them. I crossed. That was a close one. This might be a bad one, actually. Let's get out my bucket of rest of the tools I own. Oh, dang it. If I can get it up here. Got it. Yes? What do you need, kitty cat? Yes, we all know you're feral and you don't live here. There. How's she look? Right. The luck of valve adjusting. You get one of them really fine. No issues. Then the next one takes a million years. Did I seriously just drop that down the flywheel? Yes, I did. All right. Man, this thing scrapes. That's better. Right, I'm gonna have to rotate it to go uphill. Come on, really? There. Well, I guess it'll give me the chance to make sure everything's out of the block. Right, there's oil in this engine. Can't tilt it that far, otherwise it'll start pouring out the head. Oopsies. All right, where's that nut? Stuck to the magnet. See? That's how the ignition system works. Do I have a socket to fit this guy? Maybe I could take the flywheel off and inspect it. Nope, I don't have a big enough. Do I? So there isn't a torque wrench over there. Oh well, I guess. Hey, need to put the coil on anyways. Well, that's not gonna work. Look at how much stretch. Wire's too short. Dang it. Oh well, I'm gonna redo some of the coils. I mean the wires anyways, with the Speedway wire that Redbeard showed off. Thanks for the recommendation, buddy. Right, let's put it together, the coil. And how about we just put it on? I need a business card. Hope there's a business card in the car. Got a business card. And AMC stubs. This advertisement will cost AMC 50 cents. Just kidding. Right, wrong bolts. Of course, story of my life. Wrong bolt. Is that the right bolt? One of them. Sorry to throw you off a cliff there, but I need two, not just one. Is that it? Yes, sir. Yes, it is. So Cart Fab does this with his, so that he doesn't have to mess with it. I run all my coils at business card. Is that magnetized? Wow. Bling, bling. All right. Now to run this wire through here in the grooves in the block, give me a little bit more slack, push down that, and she's down. Yeah, look at that. Hey, at least I still can initiate spark. So at this point, this is a functioning engine. It just needs a fuel, and then it'll go boop, boop, boop. Even with no valve cover or anything. And yes, I know the PCV valve is destroyed in there. Ugh. We're gonna need to mount the throttle plate soon. Now I understand why I have two more bolts. And only one exhaust stud. Well, I have two, it's just the problem is the bolts are stuck on it. See? At least this side it is. Oh, you know what? That'll give me the ability to crank her in there. I'll bet you it's a 13. Yeah, grabbed the wrong socket. Just putting the stud in. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna grab a set of pliers and grip the stud while loosening the bolt. Or at least attempt to grip the stud. Oh, so far we're failing. Man, I guess it's not a bolt. Might as well just weld the nut on there. Guess I'll put that stud in later. I mean bolt. You know what? I might have a bolt that'll fit that hole. Let me look. Let me look. In my bag of bolts. That guy might. This guy might. Nope, that's coarse thread. And that's coarse thread and it's way too long. Oh. Dang, that thing's long. Well, it would work if it was a little shorter. Maybe this guy? Perfect, but it's still too long. This guy's too big. How's this guy? Too small. Oh. And as for using the stud bolt. It's really just the nut on a stud that won't come off. But I'll put that on later, so let's pull this guy off. Oh, you know what? I have two, don't I? Do I have two nuts? I have one nut. There's two nuts. Right, wrong socket. Won't fit. Screw down just right, you'll never hear the end of it. Literally, because it'll be an exhaust leak. That's a reference to Pat's Boys Garage. Today's sponsor is Remington, because you can take my fake sponsor when you pry it from my gold dead hands. Hey, we have a viewer! Look at that. Alright, go ahead and say hi in chat. This is a rebuild and Q&A, so that's why there's Q&A in the title. Alright, let's flip our ratchet. Sink that guy in there. Reverse our ratchet. Break her loose. Alright. The next thing I'm gonna do is finally finish headwork. Is that a... No. There it is. See if we can get that keeper on there. Come on, buddy. Maybe a spray down of ATF, automatic transmission fluid, aka K&N air filter oil. Because that's pretty much what air filter oil is automatic transmission fluid in a spray can, in a rattle can. And it's assembly lube. Well, at least it works as assembly lube. Hey, got it right. Where's my feeler gauge? The valve lash for stock valves is 2/1000 of an inch, or 0.51 millimeters. You want a small amount of grab. On there. Let's get that guy back off there so that I can fix my... There she goes. Now, you want to hold that, and you want to have your socket ready. And you want to have it going the right direction. Why did it just become easy to spin? Like it's barely initiating the ratchet. Please tell me I didn't just garbage the threads. Yep, threads are gone. Aren't they? It would appear that the threads are garbaged, aren't they? Yep. Lovely. Well, if I can get it to the next, if I can get it to initiate the next thread, this would be, let's get my tool out of there before I ruin it. We'll be spinning for ages, buddy. Spinning for ages. Alright, oh well. This engine isn't that important. Where's the valve cover gasket? Right. Where is the 7 or 8 millimeter or whatever? There she is. One trick. Take your, just an extension, put it on, and spin it down to about hand tightened, but with extended grip. So you're not trying to turn the little tiny bolt head. My God, our cats are loud. Well, the feral cats that live around here. Wrong way. Okay, I don't understand how the camera's picking up my hand because my hand's behind the phone. Oh, other hand. Well, now the engine block's sealed. Hang on, don't say it too soon, because your last bolt's not in yet. It's in. Now, for these carb studs, we're gonna have to do something funky. Well, at least with the one. Yes, that was me imitating a cat, not a cat. Meow. Snippity snip. Dang, that's tight. Let's try something larger. Flip. Just snipping baling wire so I can grab my carburetor. Because what I did is I put it on the end of a pegboard hold and then just used baling wire to hold it up straight. Right, let's get a gasket in there first. The correct gasket. Hey, look, an exhaust gasket. That would be nice. Had it right the first time. First gasket will be the same shape as the hole. Then the restrictor plate and the next gasket. I put on my personal Facebook a couple days ago, a generation taught to hate their country will refuse to defend it. Let that sink in. Right, need the next gasket. I'm gonna try doing that with only one hand. Did it. And I shut the cabinet. Wow. All right. Ow. That was my face. Let's pull that stud back out, because now I realize I need to move that nut back. Slide hammer? Anyone? Come on, buddy. All right. Guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. Get off there. Oh, I know why it's not coming off. The stud gets bigger at the back end. Let's try and move back that guy. Because I only know that this stud is stripped out partially. Right. Lovely. Righty. Just had to check something. Dang it. Dang it. Come on. get off there, finally. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just put the stud in, call it a day. Because stuff does not need to be bolted down no matter what. Come on. I know you've got paint in you. Doesn't mean you can't go on the hole. Right, I just tried using the one that wouldn't work. Stroke of genius, eh? It would help if I used the right socket. In case you didn't know, on the muffler, the stock one, the 3 bolts holding the muffler to the little tiny piece of pipe are the same everything as the curb stud. Same size bolt, same everything. And because I don't care for the stock muffler, this is going to be our exhaust system. Just an elbow. Pointer up. And to throw the muffler away, because they are trash. Because the only thing them stock mufflers are for is thrown away. Meow. My God, those cats are so loud. Come on, bud. Wait. Okay. Let's try this guy. Oh, right. Why didn't I think of this before? Let's just use the bolt that's stuck on there. Oops. And no, I do not have a hose to go here. It is currently extra grip on my small ratchet. All right. 3, 2, 1, call it a day. Would help if your ratchet goes the right way. Whoopsies. Shout out to Ryan Brown, my older brother. I hate how China, instead of putting an actual bolt on the bottom of the carb, they put one of them breakaway ones on there. ready to see what our exhaust is gonna look like? That's it. A stack, pretty much. Nah. I already fed you today. And Isaac, it'll be fine, really, using black pepper to stop a coolant leak. That's kind of genius, actually. Because black pepper swells when it's wet. Not smells, swells. S-W-E-L-L-S. Right. Let's get some washers. We need a couple of them. Only a couple. Or a bolt that's too big to fit on there. Because Furious Front, or whoever he calls himself now, you need a few more washers than this. At least enough to make contact. Alright, let's go like that. One way to make washers is just to drill a hole in steel and got it. Alright. More washers. In case you're wondering, I'm just stacking lock washers at this point, because that's all I've got left. Let's hope this works. Told me as redneck as it's gonna get. Oh, it works. Right. I suppose it would help to actually ratchet that thing down. Rusty washers. There, secured. That's my exhaust manifold. You can lift the whole engine up by it. Okay, what's underneath the block? There. Let's hope this makes it through the side of the flywheel cover. Perfect. Where is the bolts that hold that sucker on? They're there. That booger. Pull you off. Set you down. Find me a socket for that guy. Where is it? Bet you everybody's screaming where it is. And I'm pretty much staring right at it. Aren't I? Am I staring at it? There it is. Yep, I was staring at it. Yep, she was right in front of me, wasn't she? Always is. And always will be. Right in front of me, and I'll never see it. Tilt her up. Oopsies. Let's find another bolt. Right. Only got one more. Rip headphone users. I don't want that heat shield. So it actually blows the air up. What the? What's going on here? Oh, I was about to install it upside down. Oh, lovely. I just realized I put the bolt in that hole and I need to hold this guy on. Falling over here. Don't mind me. Will these guys work? Yes. They fit in the hole, but do they thread in? More like, will it thread in? Ah, it would if it was a different thread pitch. We're just gonna, since there's one at the bottom, we're gonna leave that guy in, and we're just gonna snag this guy. As long as there's one at opposite ends, it'll be fine. As Isaac says, it'll be fine. Or cars and cameras. Hook wash. Copyright. Watch, I get a phone call from Isaac. You know, that's my trademark, right? Isaac, it'll be fine, 2017. Or I could just say this, as Cars and Cameras says, it'll be fine. There. Right. Down there. I need to cinch this guy down. Copyright strike, cinch is a brand. Can't say anything nowadays. Snug this guy down. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. All right, now to check if we actually have oil in here, because I'm starting to think we don't. Do we? Is there oil in the crankcase? Well, let's just find it out like this. Screwdriver's wet. There is oil. Not sure if it's water or oil, but it's something in there. It's oil. So otherwise it wouldn't be so slick. Yeah. And it wouldn't be gold colored if it was water. Or would it? Ah, geez. Lovely. Pinched it in there. Had to pinch the wire in the flywheel cover. Great. Just great. Oh, both of them are pinched in there. Huh. Oh, one's actually caught in the flywheel pin. Ain't that great? Isn't it? All right, let's see if we can spin it. Just far enough to pull it out. And connect it where it should be. I like how engines are so simple. Math, not so much. Okay. Since this is in fact a flywheel cover. Okay, spark plug boot, you're starting to get on my nerves. Oh look, I broke a nail. Come on, focus. See. Most people would cry. Me? Grab a pair of dikes and clip it off. Done. And then keep on trucking. Next one. This is only holding back the wind pressure of a Predator 212 cooling fan. I think that's good. Now let's make sure this guy's tight. Oh, that went quick. Did I just strip it? Because it's only Chinese steel. Nope, it just skipped a tooth on the... Just skipped a tooth on the bolt. What's next? Well, what do I have next? Linkage. That thing. Now I've got to somehow manage to get this plate in here with this spark plug there. I'll just force that on here in a minute. And to think that I don't have any more bolts for it. Let's get the linkage in first. I'm just bypassing the gunner. Not removing it, bypassing. Hey, nobody said you can't bypass it. You just go straight for the kill. All right, so how do I have this hooked up? It's like that. Right. There we go, it's on there. And it's on there. Surely that's not where it goes. Surely that's not where she goes. Oh, you know what? Did I put this guy in backwards? No, because that's the bend for that. Is there perhaps another hole to put it in? We're gonna run it through there. And you may ask, what are you planning on using to return it? Well, that's what this return spring is for. Just gonna put that in the hole and attach it. Well, find the place to drill a hole. Speaking of which, I should probably go get a drill bit and a drill. going outside. Drill bits. Of course, my mom has to mark her name on everything. So let's mount this and figure out how we're going to connect the linkage after a message from our sponsor, who is, come to think of it, I don't have any sponsors. Okay, it's not going to kill anything. If I only have two holding this on, because I just need to make sure those two are tight. I'll probably just poke a hole in the flywheel cover for the return spring. Come on, buddy. Come on, get in there. You're not a different thread size, and I know that. There we go. Now you better go in too. Wait a minute. Where's my giant screwdriver? Look at that! A screw! Oh. Won't mind if I put a Phillips in a valve cover, will it? Because that screw was for a ground. That I really didn't understand why they did that when they could have just, because the block is touching the go-kart and the go-kart's metal. Ow. Let's hope the phone doesn't die. The door's not shut. I don't suppose Siri will work.
What are you running your stuff about?
I'm doing a YouTube video.
No, you're not. You're talking about that door being open.
No, I'm not.
I can hear you.
Look. See? My camera pointing at what I'm doing. And
Hello, Mr. Stripes. Hello, Mr. Stripes.
you know the whole world can hear you right now, right?
Hello, whole world.
Not sure what to say about that.
Hello, Mr. Stripes. Hello, Miss Hagrid.
Wait, Hagrid's in there?
Where's that little girl? There's more than was one girl. Hello.
This one's been so loud today.
Why are you so loud? That's violent. That's violent. That's violent. That's like a reaction.
That's Violet.
There's Mama. Hello, Mama.
That's Violet.
Come here, little girl.
Violet.
Meow. Meow, Mama. Meow.
And by the fact that most of the time she's tubby. So we're just gonna Pop a quick hole. Put a return spring in it. Ooh. One way to fix that. Take yourself a brad point drill bit. Grab yourself a hammer and give it one good whack. Create a little dent that your drill bit will sit in. See? Told ya, it would work. Right. I should have drilled the one in the arm before the one for this. Put it in the arm, find a spot where it's actually tensioned, re-drill. Would help if the chuck would stay corrected. There we go. There. And the full stop still works. Eventually we're going to remove the governor. Why don't we just do this? Pull that nut off there and just let it free spin. Or I could trim down this and attach a spring so it goes doing, doing, doing. Just something to drive people insane. So Redbeard says just put a screwdriver in there and twist it. And she should come right off. Wow. Governor removed. Where is that linkage? All right.
Oh, stripes. Would let me pet you? Come here, Mr. Stripes.
I got to pet him once. And as soon as I touched him, he ran.
I usually get to pet him while he's eating.
He lets you do that?
With a couple of fingers.
Hey!
Leave each other alone. Two fight more than an old married couple. Sorry.
Come here, Mama. Come here, Mama. Come here, my spot.
Where's Hagrid then? It would help if I was using the right end of the linkage. Just like pop it through that same hole. No, not gonna work. So we're gonna need to make a bend there to make it down. So just grab yourself a pair of pliers and do it. Put that in there. Unbend it a little bit. Now you need to make sure the butterfly is completely closed when you mark this. Grab your brad point drill bit, wherever that went. There she is. And your rubber and mallet. Stuff nick in it. There we go. If you look, it's operating the butterfly. Now I need to deal with this free-floating governor. What I'm gonna do is just put the bolt back in here. For the governor arm. And you'll see what I'm gonna do. There we go. Governor arm reattached. Now, to find a way to keep it from causing issues. You know what? Why did I just put that on there? Because it'll be just fine without even anything there. It'll just flop around inside there, and the governor will just push the arm, and this little shaft will spin back and forth, but it won't be able to do anything. And it gives me a free nut and bolt. So let's just bend that guy down. It's impossible to grip these. I mean, I could remove the governor, but I don't have a way to block that hole. Unless I have a bolt that'll fit in there. And a nut. Oh, good God. Here we go. Go inside, it's cold.
Leave him alone. Where's your coat, Becky?
On the hook where it goes.
Can you close the door, please?
It's on the hook where it goes.
Here you go, sweet little angel. Stop, Wendy.
Open the door, Wendy. What is moving the chair?
Now I'm standing on the chair.
He said Jesse is using the chair.
Oh,
What's wrong with what he just said?
I thought he said Gussie is moving the chair.
No, he's moving the chair.
Using the chair. Right. For its not intended purpose.
That's my foot.
So let's take this and readjust the throttle and the idle speed.
Take the eggs inside, okay, buddy?
About quarter turn.
You need your glasses?
What was it that I was talking about that I needed to drill a hole inside the block for?
That was my side. I cannot fit in that.
Let me take the eggs inside.
Dad's home. There he is. That's his truck right there. See the truck right there? The black and white truck? The one that's coming up our driveway and the gate's opening? See it? Go inside. Go this way. Okay. And no, I do not have a gas tank for this guy. I gave it to a buddy, WY20 Modding, because his had a leak. Becca, you gotta stay over here because that truck's not gonna stop instantly. Don't move, Blake. Okay.